Hello YouTube, this is Shum Ryu and I'm back with another gear review video. I just want to spend some time talking about a trip that I just recently took and the gear that I used on it. My brother and I actually backpacked from North Carolina into Tennessee and then from Tennessee into Damascus, Virginia. And so this is just the gear that we took. It's September right now, so just kind of give you an idea. I am using one hand, so it may be a little difficult for me to kind of show you some things, but I'll do the best I can. Another thing is that this may end up being a long video, so I may end up breaking it into separate parts just to kind of keep it from being too long. So anyway, a couple of things I just want to start out by saying. First of all, my base weight for my pack was around 7.5 pounds. That includes everything that you're going to see minus consumables. In addition to that, you know, I want to start off by just kind of talking about the pack. Someone had mentioned earlier they just wanted me to kind of talk about how everything worked with the pack, so I just want to kind of go into that first. First of all, I love the pack. I don't have any complaints about it. It worked very well. It rode very good. The compression straps really helped out. The load lifters helped out a lot. I love the pack. It's definitely going to be a go-to pack for me right now. So let me just kind of explain a couple of things first of all. And you know, if you want more details about the pack itself, I actually did a review on it. It's on my channel. But the first thing is I bought this this shoulder pocket from Z-Packs, and I'm gonna take it off because I never even really used it. I thought I might need it for some extra space, that and to put some stuff in just to make it a little more convenient. But in all honesty, you know, it's nice, but I really just didn't need it. So that's the first thing. Another thing is in my review when I talked about my Virgo 2, I talked about that I bought these hip belt pockets from Zimmer Belt. They worked awesome. I just had one or two small complaints. This part right here, for some reason or another, sometimes would poke into me. So I found a quick fix. My brother ended up getting the Z-Packs ones because he would use the same pack. Z-Pack hip belt pockets. And they had these cord locks, or this, it was... what's it called? I can't think of it. Anyway, he had cord locks here that were connected versus using this. So I think I'm going to just do that. Take these off. That'll probably shave a little bit of weight too. But anyway, I saw him using that with his, and I thought that was a good idea. So I'm going to make those changes. The other thing is that these pockets eventually started kind of slipping, like you can see right here. So with his cord locks, because it was really tight here and really tight here, it prevented his from slipping. So I'm going to do the same thing to mine. Outside of that, you know, I think that the pockets worked awesome. Didn't have any problem with it. So let me kind of just go ahead and get started and just kind of show you what I had in my pack. And some of these things I really didn't use. So let me go ahead and open this up. First of all, just an empty Ziploc bag. I brought some Gold Bond, but I didn't even use it. In the past, I've had issues with chafing, but I didn't even end up using it. So you know what? I think maybe next time I go backpacking, I'm definitely not going to take it. And I had that here just in case, you know, I started chafing. It was just something easy to get to. That, or you know, if I started having any issues with blisters, but it's been a long time since I've ever had a blister, so I'll probably never take that again. Stick pick, so I could record some videos. I'll upload some to my channel, some of the footage that I shot while I was backpacking, and that's pretty much it that was in there. Then in this pocket, I kept a couple of things. I kept some bug spray, but because I went in September and I'd already treated all my stuff in permethrin, I didn't even use it. So, you know, that was extra weight that I didn't really need. Some hand sanitizer, just a little bit, and some SP30. I carry this, but I didn't end up using it. We were going in a lot of areas that were above tree line, so I was wondering, you know, I had concern that maybe I might get a little sunburn. I've had that happen in the past, but I never end up using it. So, you know, most of these things were just added weight that I really didn't need. This right here is a mosquito head net bat, or pyramid. I did a review on this bug net, but I didn't end up taking the bug net, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I decided that I was actually going to use this pouch because it's really lightweight, just to carry all my filter stuff in it. So that way when I went to the water to go get my filter, it's got a little handle here or right here. That way I could just kind of carry it around if I had a long stretch or something to go through. It's got my Sawyer Mini, which worked great as always. Then I just carried a piece of a water bottle that I cut the bottom off. This really helped out a lot. We were in a lot of dry sections. I always carry this every time I go backpacking, and it just makes it so that I can scoop water and put it into my platypus platters. I've done a review on this, the Mini, as well as the other thing that I have in here, which is this, and I keep it in like just a little sandwich bag, just to kind of, in case there's any runoff from this, it doesn't fall into, or it doesn't get this dirty. But this is just an adapter that I use, that way I can attach it to the end of my filter and attach it to my platypus bladder, so that way I can back flush if I need to without carrying a syringe, or I can use it to attach to a platypus bladder through this tip end right here, so that way I can fill up my water bag without worrying about it tipping over. So that's pretty much all I carried there, just because I wanted quick access to be able to filter water if I needed to. Like I said, nothing was in here. Move these out of the way. Just a little carabiner in case I needed to snap something or clip something onto my pack. Side of the pack, some water. Always carry a smart water bottle. This is a 33.8 ounce. This is all I ever really carry when I'm backpacking. This is all the water I normally carry. This is a little over an ounce. I'm sorry, a liter, but that's all I ever feel like I really need between water supplies. And that's all that's in this side pocket. Then in this pocket, I just have a 2-liter platypus that I use for my camp water. An Evernew 1.5 liter that I use for my dirty bag. Here's what's left of my toilet paper. Some wet wipes, and what I do is with my wet wipes, I actually, before I go backpacking, I let them dry out. That way they're dry, and then when I want to use them, I just pour some water on them so that it rehydrates them, so I'm not carrying a water weight. And what's left of my snacks. I wouldn't carry this or consider this as part of my weight or my base weight, because I always had a bandana on. Then here's just a little thermometer keychain thing that I put on. I always like to know what the weather or the temperature, or what the temperature is. And this is my Burgess rain smock. I can say that this is probably one of my new pieces, or new favorite pieces of gear. I use this every single day. When it was cold in the morning, I'd put it on. When I was on top of a bald, I'd use it as a windbreaker. In addition to that, if it was raining, obviously, I'd use it as a rain jacket. That's the purpose. It really saved me from having to carry, I used to carry a Marmot mica, and then I carry a, what's it called, a Montbell anorak that weighed like 1.8 ounces or something like that. So that kind of doubled up and made it so I didn't have to carry both of those pieces. I just carried that, and that weighs 3.5 ounces. And I've done a video on it already, so if you're interested, feel free to watch that. A piece of polycro. I use this as my ground cover, or if I stayed in a shelter, just something to put my pad on, just to add some extra protection. This weighs an ounce. This is my Z-Packs rain kilt. To be honest, even though the temperatures dropped to below somewhere around the 30s, And there were times when it rained. I never even really used it. I love it though. I'll do a review on this sometime in the near future. It's one of my favorite pieces of gear that I've recently purchased in the last year. Highly recommend it. If you don't have one, check it out. I think that one weighs 1.8 ounces. This is just a little stuff sack for my rain jacket. And this is like my little steak bag. Just a Cuban fiber bag. Then I have a couple other things in here. Got some cordage for my bear bag, which I never used because I always hung my food on inside the shelters most of the time. I think I may have used it once. This is just a little Cuban fiber rock bag. These are my steaks. Cuban fiber steak pouch or steak bag. And I carried 9 shepherd hook steaks. These are all titanium. I think the total weight is about 2.3 ounces or something close to that. I carried, let's see, six and a half, and 4 6-inch steaks. And that's all that was in there. And last thing, out, is my Z-Pax Hexamid Solo Plus. Also, this is just a tarp. I didn't want the net. One of my gear reviews, I had actually talked about a modification I did using the Sea to Summit Pyramid net. I decided not to go with that on this trip. Instead, what I did was I used my Bora Bivy, and I'll go into explain that in a minute. I'm going to end this right now because it's getting kind of long, and I'll go ahead and pick up and I'll do a part 2.